Have you ever read a manga and wondered why it didn't have additional chapters? I'm dying to find out what happens next. And haven't had a happy moment in your heart after a heartwarming finish to your favorite manga? Then you've come to the correct spot, because today I'm going to present 10 finished manga that you can read without getting bored. Number 10, Eyes. Ichitaka Seto is a 16-year-old high school student who is hopelessly in love. He is smitten with Yori Yoshizuki, a classmate who recently became famous after featuring in a magazine. However, Ichitaka has been unable to convey his affection, hung up on a brutal rejection in the past. As luck would have it, Ichitaka finds himself paired up with Yori in the freshman welcoming ceremony. Despite some mishaps, things go well between the two. But when Ichitaka's childhood friend, Itsuki Akiba, comes crashing into his place, things take a drastic turn, and the three individuals' relationship gets off to a complicated start. Number 9, Fire Punch. In a world ravaged by ice and snow, civilization is on the brink of collapse, thanks to the elusive Ice Witch. Fighting against the cold has brought out the worst in humanity, leading to cults, violence, and the persecution of the blessed, those born with supernatural powers. Agni and Luna, blessed orphans with regenerative powers, are making the best of their situation within a small society of elders. Their affection for each other serves as a distraction from the uninhabitable climate. Nevertheless, what little serenity they have is stolen away when Army Commander Doma passes through and incinerates the village they are seeking refuge in, Agni's beloved sister included. Doma's flames do not extinguish until they have reduced their target to ash, and due to Agni's remarkable regeneration, he remains ablaze and in constant, excruciating pain. After nearly a decade of enduring the pain, Agni has conditioned himself to tolerate Doma's flames. However, his burning vengeance is as fierce as it was on the day Luna was taken from him. As Agni traverses a frozen wasteland, he vows to avenge his sister and kill Doma. Number 8, MX0. Taiga Kuzumi is a resolute student who hopes to enroll into the elite Seinagi private high school. But for some reason, the school rejects him, despite believing he aced the written test. Also strange is that he is unable to recall the events of his interview. Nonetheless, Taiga does remember one thing: the laughter of a cute and attractive girl who was present at the time. Eager to meet her again, Taiga wanders up to Seinagi's school gates in hopes of seeing her. Instead, he is met with the peculiar sight of a teacher hovering above the ground. As it turns out, Seinagi Private High School is actually a secret magic school, where its students are taught the arts of spellworking. In order to conceal this fact, the school decides Taiga must join them as a first-year student. However, such comes with its own problems, as Taiga is the only one who cannot use magic in a school that otherwise brims with talented young magicians. Number 7, History's strongest disciple Kenichi. Kenichi Shirahama is a good-natured but bullied 15-year-old boy. Tired of being weak, he joins his school's karate club to grow stronger, only to end up as mere target practice for his seniors. However, the beautiful transfer student Miyu Niji changes Kenichi's undesirable fate. She is a first-rate martial artist who introduces him to Raya Zanpaku Dojo. There, Kenichi meets the dojo's 6 eccentric masters, who then decide to take him in as their disciple. Shishu Saikayu no Deshi. Kenichi tells the story of history's strongest disciple Kenichi as he trains tirelessly under the world's greatest martial artists, who each specialize in their own martial art, to gain the strength to protect the people and values important to him. Number 6, Jigokuraku. Gabimaru the Hollow, a ninja of Iwagakure village known for being cold and emotionless, was set up by his fellow ninja and is now on death row. Tired of killing and betrayal, he wants to die. However, no method of execution works on him because, as much as the seemingly apathetic Gabimaru refuses to admit it, he does have a reason to live. He wants to return to his wife, who was the reason why he softened up and failed to be an effective assassin. Thus, he refuses to die. Asiman the Decapitator, a famous executioner, sees this and has a proposal for the ninja. She wants Gabimaru to join an expedition to an island south of Japan in search of the elixir of life in exchange for a full pardon by the shogunate. However, this island isn't a normal island. It's believed to be paradise. However, the island is full of mysteries, and the exploring team, consisting of those marked for death, might not be fully prepared to handle them. Number 5, Bakuman. As a child, Moritaka Mashiro dreamt of becoming a mangaka, just like his childhood hero and uncle, Taro Kawaguchi, creator of a popular gag manga. But when tragedy strikes, he gives up on his dream and spends his middle school days studying, aiming to become a salaryman instead. One day, his classmate Akito Takagi, the school's top student and aspiring writer, notices the detailed drawings in Moritaka's notebook. Seeing the vast potential of his artistic talent, Akito approaches Moritaka, proposing that they become mangaka together. After much convincing, Moritaka realizes that if he is able to create a popular manga series, he may be able to get the girl he has a crush on, Miho Izuki, to take part in the anime adaptation as a voice actor. Thus the pair begins creating manga under the pen name Muto Shirogi, hoping to become the greatest mangaka in Japan, the likes of which no one has ever seen. Number 4, Blade of the Immortal. Manji is a notorious swordsman in medieval Japan known as the 100-man killer for killing 100 innocent men. However, there is something considerably more terrifying than his gloomy reputation. He is immortal. This is the work of Yabikuni, an 800-year-old nun who implanted bloodworms capable of mending practically any wound in Manji's body. Manji decides to kill 1,000 bad persons in order to atone for his misdeeds. Yabikuni agrees to this idea, stating that if he is successful, she will remove his curse of immortality. Soon after making this pledge, Manji encounters Rin Asano, a 16-year-old girl who asks Manji for help in murdering those who murdered her parents. Manji, first hesitant, dismisses Rin's urgent appeal. However, due to Rin's obvious lack of power, Manji reconsiders and promises to guard her for 4 years. With this agreement in place, the two start off on a treacherous voyage of violence, revenge, and atonement, each seeking to accomplish their respective life's purpose. Number 3, Claymore. It is the Middle Ages, and the remnants of mankind are plagued by paranoia and death. Spoken in fearful whispers, the word Yoma cuts a clear image into the minds of all, monstrous beings with an insatiable hunger for human flesh. But fear of their gruesome appetite is dwarfed by that of their ability to shapeshift and steal the memories of their last meal. Forever vulnerable to attack, humans live in unease, even among family. There are few means to kill a Yoma. The organization, informally known as Claymore, is humanity's only line of defense, dispatching half-human, half-Yoma female warriors to purify villages of Yoma. A lonely and dangerous existence, death for these warriors comes with each new assignment. What time is found between trying battles and long, arduous travels is spent in ever-intensifying struggle to resist their Yoma blood and maintain their humanity. Villagers, knowing of this, pay for their security reluctantly and have only loathsome regard for their protectors. Claymore follows the stoic and low-ranking member Claire in her daunting trek as she searches for personal vengeance. Along the way, she encounters many unexpected things about the world, from the camaraderie and hope held fast by her sisters in arms to the sinister truth behind the Claymore organization. Number 2, Great Teacher Onizuka. Ikichi Onizuka is a 22-year-old ex-gang member and a virgin. While peeping up girls' skirts at a local shopping mall, Onizuka meets a girl who agrees to go out on a date with him. Onizuka's attempt to sleep with her fails when her current boyfriend, her teacher, shows up at the love hotel they are in and asks her to return to him. The teacher is old and unattractive, but has sufficient influence over her that she leaps from a second-story window and lands in his arms. Onizuka, upon seeing this display of a teacher's power over girls, decides to become a teacher himself. However, he earns his teaching degree, just barely, at a second-rate college. In his quest, he discovers two important things: he has a conscience and a sense of morality. This means taking advantage of impressionable schoolgirls is out of the question, but their unusually attractive mothers are a different matter. He enjoys teaching and, most of the time, he teaches life lessons rather than the routine schoolwork. He hates the systems of traditional education, especially when they have grown ignorant and condescending to students and their needs. With these realizations, he sets out to become the greatest teacher ever, using his own brand of philosophy and the ability to do nearly anything when under enough pressure. He is hired as a long-shot teacher by a privately operated school, in Kichijoji, to tame a class that has driven one teacher to a mysterious death, another to nervous breakdown, and one other to joining a cult. He embarks on a mission of self-discovery by breaking through to each student one by one, and helping each student to overcome their problems and learn to genuinely enjoy life. He uses methods that would be unorthodox, against the law, and also life-threatening, yet, somehow, he manages to succeed in educating and opening up his students. Number 1, Monster. Dr. Kenzo Tenma is a young Japanese brain surgeon, working at Eisler Memorial Hospital in Dusseldorf, West Germany. Tenma is dissatisfied with the political bias of the hospital in treating patients, and seizes the chance to change things after a massacre brings fraternal twins Johann and Anna Liebert into the hospital. Johann has a gunshot wound to his head, and Anna mutters about killing. Tenma operates on Johann instead of the mayor, who arrived later. Johann is saved, but Mayor Rodecker dies. Tenma loses his social standing. Director Heinemann and the other doctors in Tenma's way are mysteriously murdered, and both children disappear from the hospital. The police suspect Tenma, but they have no evidence and can only question him. 9 years later, Tenma is chief of surgery at Eisler Memorial. After saving a criminal named Adolf Junkers, Junkers mutters about a monster. Tenma returns with a clock for Junkers. He finds the guard in front of Junkers' room dead and Junkers gone. Following the trail to the construction site of a half-finished building near the hospital, Tenma finds Junkers held at gunpoint. Junkers warns him against coming closer and pleads with him to run away. Tenma refuses, and the man holding the gun is revealed to be Johann Liebert. Despite Tenma's attempts to reason with him, Johann shoots Junkers. Telling Tenma he could never kill the man who saved his life, he walks off into the night, with Tenma too shocked to stop him. Tenma is suspected by the police, particularly BKA Inspector Lunch, and he tries to find more information about Johann. He soon discovers that the boy's sister is living a happy life as an adopted daughter. The only traces of her terrible past are a few nightmares. Tenma finds Anna, who was subsequently named Nina by her foster parents, on her birthday. He keeps her from Johann, but is too late to stop him from murdering her foster parents. Tenma eventually learns the origins of this monster, from the former East Germany's attempt to use a secret orphanage known as 511 Kinderheim to create perfect soldiers through psychological reprogramming, to the author of children's books used in a eugenics experiment in the former Czechoslovakia. Tenma learns the scope of the atrocities committed by this monster, and vows to fix the mistake he made by saving Johann's life. So, there you have it. 10 completed Japanese manga you should definitely check out. And that's been it. Thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.